She's my girlfriend's in the studio today. Everybody, we've
Dana, we heard you arguing right before the big show here.
Yep, yeah. I don't know how to have a girlfriend. I don't know what you're allowed to say apparently, and like the appropriate things to say, and so
that's the nicest way of saying I'm a fucking asshole.
I don't know what to do. Tell me, do you think this is a shitty thing to say? I was telling her that I was working on a bit about the chicks in New York, about how
that's the reason why a comedian has a girlfriend, by the way, so you have someone to run material by, because you can't run it, you can't run jokes by on another comedian.
Yeah, so I just, I was saying, I said, look, I thought of this funny premise for a joke about how they had these like really hot girls in New York that are so hot, these model chicks. They're like so detached. They look like they're sleepwalking. So they almost look like they're sick or something, And as soon as I said that these really hot girls, she was like, "Yeah, well," and I was like, "What are you mad that I said hot girls?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, yeah, it's maybe I'm not the best person to try this joke on." And I was like, "But I go, sweetie, you can't tell me that you think I'm the hottest guy on earth. You don't. If you put me next to Brad Pitt, you could say." Brad Pitt's hotter than you, without question. He's hotter than you.
I don't think you had to go all the way up to Brad Pitt. I really don't. I think you take the average guy at a New York sports club.
Well, I'm just trying to make an example, Bill. That I don't know. I don't think that's that bad. I don't think that's what kills me with women is they act like.
Well, do you get pissed if she does that? If she sees like one of these guys on TV and starts taking his shirt off,
dude,
and she just goes, "God damn,
dude!" When Jimmy Eat World comes on the TV, I mean, it's like a fucking slip and slide through the living room. The streams are flowing. I mean, she
that doesn't annoy you?
No, I think they stink. But I realize that there are guys on this planet that are fucking. By the typical definition of hotter than me. It doesn't mean I want to date the other girls or she wants to date the other guys. I want to date her, but I'm
just saying she's not as good looking as some of these other broads coming down the street. You know
what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like it's like, come on. Do you
no,
really
I understand it on a certain level because I've had girlfriends look at like guys on like TV and it's bugged me sometimes. I gotta admit. I mean, I know they're in better shape, but it's like you know what it is, Joe? There's a lack of respect there. Where it's like, I know you want to ride the guy. I don't need to hear about it. Go call your friend.
Do you think, but I mean, with that being said, so you clearly think that there are men on this planet that Nia says, well, technically he's more attractive than Billy, but I love Billy. I think Billy's.
If she doesn't say all that.
I know, but I'm saying if you know
have you seen like Survivor? And there's that black dude who's just completely ripped. He digs graves for a living. This guy is just completely ripped. And he came on the TV screen, and she just, like, squeezed my arm like she was going to pass out. And I almost fucking gave her an elbow.
Okay, well, that I can understand, but that's not what I did. I just
What, me elbowing my woman?
No, yes.
And tossing her behind the couch and wrapping her up in a blanket.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So she
all right,
comes to.
Don't go there. Listen.
John, when's the last time you thought about it?
There. Oh, I'm a fucking loser.
When was the last time you thought about just winding up and just belting a member of the opposite sex? They should have like a special glove where you wouldn't hurt him, so you could still get like the anger out. You could still
like one of those silicone things that you put over the Wii controller, so you don't break your television.
One of those fists that they give like those little 5-year-old kids, so they can have like a fight. You know what I mean? Those big Hulk hands.
You should be able to do.
Lady, I tell you, if you don't shut your face, I'm taking out the Hulk hand.
If you get mad at a girl, you should be able to do the American Gladiators thing. You should get to bring her in that fucking arena and go up on those platforms and hit her with those fucking oars.
Oh, the mop handle that's got the thing on the other side. No, I'd rather go with the Hulk hand. I don't know. Would you go with the overhand? Right, that's an uppercut right through the cleavage, so they don't see it coming. Because usually you don't lead with an uppercut. You got to set it up with a jab. I think Nerf ought to come up with a big fist. And you can just fucking blast your girl right in the head.
That's what it should be called, too. The big fist.
Something like that. If that's the thing. If a toy company made it, I think you could get away with it, like from Whammo. You know what I mean? If they gave you 2 big spongy feet.
Whammo?
And you could do like, the guys who used to make Frisbees. And you could do like a double like drop kick. That's what you should make like right around the peripheral of like your kitchen. Most kitchens are square. You should have like a wrestling ring. So you could throw her against the rope and give her like a Nerf like clothesline.
That'd be good if every room in the house had padded walls.
Yeah, like those AMF, like bean bags and stuff.
Yeah.
You just throw her across the room.
I'd be into that.
No, you just have the this is silly beatdown room.
You put on those big suits.
She wears one of those big sumo wrestler suits, and you come up like Mike Tyson working the heavy bag.
You can hit her regular because she's got that suit on. All right.
Like Tyson in '86, just throwing those liver shots.
That's fair.
Do you know how many marriages would stay together if these fucking broads would just go out and just buy a fat suit?
Couple shots to the chin, to the jaw, right?
No, Joe, I got to tell you something, man. I'm hanging on I'm white knuckling it my way through this just trying to make a relationship work, dude. Like I realize this about myself, dude. I am fucking great when things are bad. Okay? If my girl's down or something like that, I can build her up and that type of thing. But when it's good and we're just sitting there like watching a movie, and she's like, "This is great." I just have the urge to like put her in a headlock or like twist her shoe off and throw it. I have to like, Bill. I have to ruin that moment.
Are you ever worried that she'll hear this? That's what I'm always amazed about, that you'll talk that freely about that. Aren't you scared she would hear?
You know
this?
why, Joe? Because when I got in a relationship, I didn't put my balls in a little box.
I didn't put mine in a box either. Trust me, I'm not a pussy. I'm just saying, like, but I mean, wouldn't you be nervous that she would hear you say that and you'd be like, now you got to explain?
No, I'm being honest.
Would you say that to her?
I've had that discussion with her. She goes, "Why do you always have to ruin everything?"
Oh,
and I'm like, I don't know. I'm honestly trying to, dude. Obviously, I'm hamming this shit up. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't want to, dude. I don't want to be that creepy guy hanging out in a bar in like fucking 10 years. You know,
dude. No, that's
where my white shoes match my belt. You know what? If I was on the jury and no offense, you belted your girlfriend with one of that would just be with one of those gloves. That would just be so funny that I would definitely go for the acquittal. Well, come on. I know he hit her, but he had a sense of humor about it.
This is, before we get too far to the side, this is what I'm saying. That would annoy me too if my girlfriend squeezed my arm like, oh my God, I want to fuck that guy so bad I got to squeeze and bruise your arm right now. That's not what happened though. But if she said to me, hey, did you ever notice these model hot guys that are walking through the city that are like perfect? I'd be like, yeah, they're fucking annoying. I
know what you're saying, because you kind of made fun of them on.
Yeah.
It's Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
All right, what's up?
What are you
Bill
laughing
Burr
at?
and Joe DeRosa. Your relationship is really just disgusting me. We're just sitting here during break, and you guys, you're just so happy.
Yeah.
You're just sitting here relaxed. You got your awful foot just up on the table, and it's just, I don't know. Can you guys have your little John Lennon, Yoko Ono? You guys should be like naked spooning right now.
Let me just say this real quick though. I felt bad earlier. I get nervous a little bit when we make the jokes about like what could you hit your girl with? Like, I was kidding. We're joking about that shit.
Yeah, people know, Joe. It's a comedy show.
I know.
You know what is? Your girl's here. You love your girl, and now you try not to be the angry half Egyptian that you are. So why don't you guys do your awful? This is just do your awful, disgusting, gooey goodbye, so we can get on with this show and actually have some sort of edge to this show. She's holding her hand.
She's got to leave and go back to Queens. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna.
Oh God, beat it.
You're gonna stay home and watch the Grammys tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I would tomorrow night.
I don't know if I can hang out tomorrow night.
Danny, look at them gazing into each other's eyes.
I would really. I want you. I hope you can come back in tonight. I don't know if it's too much, but I'd like for you to come back in.
Well, I'll give you a call after the Grammys.
If you can, because I'd hate to not see you till Tuesday.
Oh, she's touching his face.
And we didn't really get to hang out much last night.
It's true.
It was late.
It's true.
You know, maybe mid Grammys. You'll get tired of them midway through, won't you?
All right. Well, I'll give you a call.
All right.
All right.
I love you.
Oh God, leave.
I love you, sweetheart. Text me and let me know you got home.
Gross.
Okay.
It's actually disgusting.
Promise. All right. Bye.
Do you hear all the lack of oxygen that's going through his voice box when he talks to her? Hey, yeah, we're gonna watch the Grammys.
Well, what do you want me to yell at her?
I really wish.
How long have you been dating? Like 3 weeks?
No, like fucking 7 or 8 months.
Were you terminally ill and she nursed you back to health? Yeah, that was really gross.
What do you mean it was gross?
Oh, her just touching. Like, you know what, dude? Like right now, yeah, the sound you got in your voice, you sound like you again. Like you just saying, Hey, you know, grab you say, yeah.
It's called being gentle with a lady, Bill.
I hope Garth Brooks wins. I really like the
I was
album.
being sweet with my girl.
I really like the album he came out with.
I can't wait to hear what these fucking animals have to say about this. All the shit on the fucking
Joe, you
threads.
just, I don't know. You know, you were a little too fucking, I don't know. Like, I felt like you should have had, like, scented candles, like, lit around your microphone during that first 20 minutes. Then we're sitting there, obviously making fun of, like, hitting women. That's obviously a joke. We don't advocate it. Then we come out of the break, and you're like,
You know, dude, I just want people to know that I don't really feel that way about,
Well, dude, we get people calling up the show saying outrageous shit, and, you know, you got to just be careful sometimes.
Joe, you know, if our audience is a bunch of psychos, that's where we have to start with. We have to feed the beast and gradually maybe, I don't know, tame them a little bit.
One of the reasons I was being, you know, that we're, like, kind of mushy today is because we got into a huge fight the other night that was like, you know.
What was it about? Give me some dirt, Joe, for the love of God. This is pre-recorded. We don't have callers.
We got into one of those fights where it was like, well, you know, what are we going to do? Are we going to keep dating or what are we going to do? And it was like, you know, those moments in the relationship where you're like, you have such a bad fight and like you like almost break up over it, but then you're like, okay, there's two things we can do right now. We're either going to break up or if we stay together, it's going to be like we're starting a little fresh and it's going to be, you know, we like sort of like jump starting the whole thing again. It was one of those fights, dude. It was bad. It was.
Yeah, and then during that whole phony nice period, as you're kissing her, you're thinking, I should have just ended it. I should have ended it. I would have been out. I would have cried for a week. It would have been over.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're about to quit your job and they go, look, we'll give you an extra $5,000.
You know, that's what I would love. I would love to ask somebody like who's like happily married, like how many, even though you're happily married, how many times do you go back to that moment when you first met her and you actually every once in a while just think, what if I just kept walking and I didn't say hello? I'm not saying you really want to do that, but every once in a while, dude, I swear it's fucking.
Well, how could you not wonder things like that? Which again, bringing us back to what we were talking about at the top of the show. If you think it, if you and your girl both think it and both recognize that it's something that goes through your head, what's the harm in saying it?
Dude, you know what my girl does every once in a while?
Games that you don't that neither of you are thinking it. Just
I know my girl.
There.
I know my girl does the same fucking thing. She'll get this look in her eyes sometimes. You ever catch them when they look like they're looking 300 miles away? That's what they're thinking about. They're thinking about that moment when they met you going, what if I just didn't go to the bar that night?
Yep.
I wonder if I would have run into a better guy.
What would have happened? Or not even a better guy, but just what if I didn't end up going out with this person? What would I be doing right now? I think that's a perfectly benign discussion to have with somebody. That's a good conversation between you and me. That's a dangerous conversation. I don't get why. I don't understand why. Because you're with the person. Ultimately, you're with that person. You want to be with them. You love them. You're with them. So that's not the case.
Okay, I wouldn't say it's dangerous, but yeah, it has the potential of leading to. What are we doing? You ever have that?
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not far enough in. I mean, Patty and I have only been like going out, like exclusively.
Don't ever do air quotes again, Joe.
Exclusively, nobody knows because.
Joe, do you play piano? Maybe
No,
that's your instrument.
I should.